pressed. It's going to start shortly. All right, ready to go.
All right, so I think we should get started. So welcome everyone to this week's of PTC and NordicTalks webinar, where we are happy by having Jos Westerkamp, AR Business Development Lead at PTC, for a session on Augment Your Customer Experience. But first of all, my name is Torbjörn Peterson, and I'm the Partner Ecosystem Manager for PTC in the Nordics. And we are running these webinars every week, same time, where we invite customers and partners for some inspiration on any hot topics in digital transformation, to see what is possible and how to make things happen. And all the past webinars have also been recorded and are to be found on the registration site. And the agenda for today is first a very quick overview of PTC by my colleague Carl from the IoT and AR team. And then Jos will start by reintroducing himself and then touch base on a few challenges, how to address these, and then explain the business outcomes. And at the end, we will also have a Q&A session, so please keep your questions to the end. And this webinar is, of course, also being recorded, and it could be found in just a few days. But first, over to you, Carl.
Yeah, thank you. So we could go to the next slide. So PTC is a 30 years old international software company whose headquarters is based in Boston. So we provide software for mainly manufacturing enterprises with a focus on the digital transformation. So we started with CAD and PLM, and now since a few years, we're introducing SaaS, IoT, and augmented reality. To you, Jos.
All right, thank you. So, yeah, okay, good. Yeah, we already have a lot of people in the call. Let's start. So, yeah, we're going to talk today about augment your customer experience. A little bit about myself. I'm Jos Westerkamp, based out of Rotterdam, the Netherlands. As you can see in the image already, that's a bit of the skyline. I placed it there as a bit of a nudge, and I'm part of PTC now for the last 1.5 years, but already like 5 years in AR. So this year I will have my anniversary. I started with acquisition, and yeah, today I'm in the role of business development lead, meaning that most of my time I'm serving as a consultant and guiding enterprise companies, in the world of AR, finding out what it is, what they can do with it, seeking for these opportunities that really drive their KPIs, and then leading these projects to first value. And from these often a bit smaller project, but already really showing the impact, we also have the whole team in place with a lot of developers and designers who can bring it out to a full global rollout. You see the chair in the right. That's especially that's the icon of IKEA, and yeah, we, for example, are responsible for that IKEA Place application. And so in today's 20 minutes, I will give a slice of what my work will, what my work is, and we will. I think a lot of people are still a bit wondering, okay, what is it AR? What is it that you can do with it, and how, especially what you can do from a customer experience side. And if there's still time, I also have like something really new that is maybe not even for really marketing and sales professionals, but also really for engineering side. So I think there's something for everybody today, but of course the main topic will be augmented reality, and I will show many examples along the way of what you can do with AR. So the title explains, I think, if I go back, you have of course augment your customer experience. So what do I mean with that? Well, it's leveraging augmented reality technology, AR, to create interest, build confidence, and drive sales. And that's really what our COE is doing on a daily basis, and we get a lot of traction. We are really full with work for the lots of clients, and yeah. So in order, normally what also companies try to understand, okay, what is it? What makes AR so special? You hear it everywhere. All the big tech companies are investing heavily. Think of Apple next to PTC and Microsoft and all the Google. All these firms are really seeing it as the next stage that they have to conquer. But what is it? I can talk for 3 hours on what is it AR in basic, but what I always like to start off with is why it is better than the old ways of presenting information. And I like to do this with this small example, because I think if I would ask like all the 100 people in this call on what AR or on what this is, could you explain me and give me a presentation on this? And then a lot of people will say, well, I have no idea what you're now showing. And then I already present the next image, which is actually the same image than I just showed you, only then in 3D. But again, could you now explain me how the inner workings are looking and how all the mechanisms are working? And then you probably also still think, no, I'm not really sure. I'm not really confident. And then you can bring this to the next level, and that is in 3D, from 2D to 3D. And that's this way of presenting information, right? This is a completely new way of showing information in front of yourself, in front of your employees, in front of your colleagues or customers. And as we are born already to perceive the whole world in 3D, AR is showing also the information in 3D, and that makes it much easier to understand. So as I only have 20 minutes, I will move on. But then now we have covered a little bit of what is AR. Now it's important. Okay, I just said, okay, the importance of AR in driving interest. And as you may read in the description of today, the main topic will be a client of us called Vertiv. Vertiv is one of the global leaders in the production and servicing of data centers. So but if you are looking to this racetrack, we sometimes call it, you could see your own company in it. Hey, most of the production firms nowadays are companies. You have manufacturing, you have product and service innovation, you have engineering, and sales and marketing. And as in the beginning of this talk, before everybody was joining, I was already saying, hey, I used to be a marketeer. So this racetrack has to start somewhere. And I think if you talk to marketeers and sales, they think of themselves as one of these initiators of this interest. They think of themselves as one of the most important departments of the organization, as without any customer demand, without any capital flowing in, you can't fulfill that whole field. So it's really important that the interest is made, that confidence is built in order to create that revenue. And here you see something quite strange, because now it is such an important step in that whole playing field of an organization. And then we are wondering, why is our company nowadays are still showing their products in kind of this way, right? With photos, with images, with maybe via webinars, but all quite static. You have to listen. It's passive, and this a bit of this culture got even enforced with COVID going on, where there wasn't, you couldn't go to experience centers, you couldn't meet your client on trade fairs, which really created that gap that customers have a hard time to understand what is your product all about. They lack all the insights to come up with a good conclusion if they should buy it or not. So if you think this, am I exaggerating now? Well, if you go to the Vertiv website, this is actually what is being shown. And this is me browsing through one of these pages and clicking around. And I hope you remember the example I showed in a couple of slides back, where we have that jet engine. Well, this is that middle image of that VRC rack. If I would ask you now, okay, could you give me the sizes? Could you explain me what the USPs are of this product, how certain elements are working? Yeah, you probably will think, no, not really. I still don't really understand this product well enough. And that's important that you do understand it really well, because once you understand, you get the confidence to buy it. You get the confidence to maybe to go to more complex products as well. And often more complex and bigger projects are also really important for a company that is producing them, because more complex and bigger projects are creating that revenue. So now we know, okay, this is what was done. What would it mean if AR would create such an experience for Vertiv? And this is what we have done, and it's now out in the app stores. Right, as said, this is a completely new way of showing your product, and we are building this now out with many of their flagship key items, and what makes it so interesting is, I think for marketing and sales in general, it's really content is key, is an often heard phrase, which has to do with providing as much information to a client that the client can really make a good decision, and so it's already driven by that initial interest of marketing and sales to have like really interesting and attention capturing content. Well, next, I think it's a key part. As said before, it's really passive, where you are reading and watching a video. This way with AR, as a user, you really have to go on your own search. You have to, you can tap on all these interest points. Doesn't matter which order. If you want to search something again, or you want to look in something else, you can. It becomes really like more in an active mode. It's hardware independent as well. There's something important to know. Often people think with AR, oh, I need a HoloLens, or I need like glasses. But no, as you can see, the video was already with a tablet, but it's also your phone. All devices that have support of Vuforia Engine, which is almost all devices of the last 5 years. So you're good to go to see this AR experience. As said before, you can do it at your own pace. You can look for certain things or come back later. It's context independent. What I mean with that, you can place it everywhere next to you, and you could now place it next to your next to your desk, or in on location. It has an asterisk, because I mean with that AR can also be context dependent, because you can also augment AR on top of an actual physical object. This example will show it, and most of the time we use model tracking, and with that we mean that your computer is searching for the contours of your object, and once it sees that object, it can place 3D on top of it, and this way you can also create a really interesting effect of showing, for example, the inner workings of a pump. this could, you can show all kinds of extra information that otherwise would remain unseen, and in a really interesting way. So another one I like to share with you is that it's immersive, and immersive is not, it's often coined for VR, for virtual reality, where you are completely closed off. But with AR, you can also really create an immersive experience that is shown by the next example. Again, this is context dependent because we are augmenting on top of a boat, a yacht. This was on this is for one of the clients of PTC. First of all, you can create like you can show different colors and can show all kinds of key features on top of that boat. But with immersive, you can also see how a project will look like it will normally look like. This is in a trade fair, but normally, of course, it's out on the sea, somewhere along the coastline of the Italian Riviera. And with AR, you can also completely fill up your screen, and then it becomes like more of a VR experience. So I think it was already in the introduction. What are the results? Well, I think in general, what we are seeing is that Furtive is really satisfied with already the traction it got from the market. It creates quite some attention. I also know from IKEA, for example, that it was one of their most successful campaigns ever. So many people are writing about it, are seeing the app, are seeing the videos of the app. So it's really like a completely new way of showing your product, and it's really you make really your product stand out. So as said before, in my last 5 minutes, I will also show you what is a bit of the linkage to other sides of your organization, because marketing and sales are really benefiting from a new way of showing their product. But as said before, you can imagine that showing the inner workings of a product can also be interesting for training purposes or for servicing. But I want to spend the last minutes on the top left, which is something completely new we are working on, and that has to do with scanning instead of augmenting something in your room. You can also capture your room and then place 3D models in that room. So what this video will show it's that this is also a product of Furtive, but it's made within a scan that we made with our phone. And now you can see how your product will look like web-based. And this way, you can, for example, collaborate with a virtual team on, this is quite a big 3D model. This is a big cooling system. Hey, how will that look like within that place? Will it fit? Maybe it has to change. Maybe you have to change the product a little bit. And this really enables a design review, real time, cross-discipline, and this, we see this really shortening sales cycles and enhance also really the stakeholder alignment, as it is put nicely. So if you want to know more about all this, how you can enhance your whole organization with AR, and not only sales and marketing, but as I said before, also the engineering side, feel free to contact me. I'm available via LinkedIn or the email. Or if you want to have a look, you can download the Furtive XR app yourself. So thank you for your attention.
Thanks a lot, Jos, for sharing all this interesting stuff. So now over to the Q&A and see if we have anyone in the audience who would like me to raise your hand and ask some questions to Jos. Please go ahead. Who would like to go first?
I can go. Pontus Blomberg, PDS Vision.
Hi there.
Yes. So regarding the models in the apps, Are those manually placed in the apps, or are they dynamically loaded somehow, or what's the process there?
Yeah, good question. I think what we always start with is often the CAD models that are already in place, and then we yeah, depending, for example, with IKEA, where we have about 2,000 of 3D models in the app, we build a whole a render pipeline that goes from really big models to make them automatically in AR. With 30, we are not on that scale. So what we are doing, we're taking that CAD and we are because a CAD is quite it has the engineering colors like purple, and you still have to design all these animations. So yeah, we have designers who are making sure it becomes AR ready. We give it the right textures, we give it a nice look and feel. Yeah, so that's a manual process. I would say, yeah.
Good, thanks.
Anyone else who would like to go ahead and have a question, or? Otherwise, I used to ask actually a question, and my personally, I think, I mean, it's quite interesting also to see. I mean, it's all about, I mean, it's not all about technology, but also, I mean, in order to be successful, I mean, you need, I mean, to engage the right kind of, I mean, people, of course, in different kind of projects. So, I mean, based on your experience, Jos, I mean, who should get involved in, I mean, in a successful project for, I mean, implementing these kind of solutions? What's your experience?
Yeah, I think it's a good question, because it's often driven by sales and marketing, who are then they want to stand out. They want to bring the and what you also can do is take pictures. Let's say you place a product, you take pictures and you can place them in a quote. And this way the client is completely aware of, okay, this will be the product I will be buying. And then, yeah, the question always arises, yeah, what do we need to augment? Because that, yeah, of course, that product needs to be in 3D. And then it's important to talk with the product department, who is really good in understanding what are the unique selling points of this application. What is different from the competition? What makes it special? Often with technical products, a lot is going on the inside. So you need to sit, especially with the product team, to find out, okay, what is it that makes this product so special? And in what way can we show it? With 30, for example, they have a really standing out power supply. And then, yeah, in what way can you show the power supply? And we did it in a way that we actually we're showing, well, what is happening when the power is going off within that big data center. And that's something we design. And then we are saying, okay, now let's say the power is off. What would be happening in that VRC rack? And then, okay, the power supply will take over from that local power source. So yeah, this is a constant design discussion. That makes the app eventually.
All right, thanks. We had a question also from Anders Swan. What will the customer need on their device for a view apps or free, or what do they need?
Yeah, we are working with Engine, and Vuforia Engine has the capability of that you don't need a Vuforia view. We can make a branded application that can be either distributed via the Microsoft App Center, so it will be hidden. You only can access it when you have a certain hyperlink, or we can place it in the iOS and Google App Stores. So yeah, we can make a standalone app for that.
Mm-hmm. Right. Thanks. Anyone else having any questions? Otherwise, I had another one. For what specific industries, I mean, is this AR solution suitable? I mean, do you have any preferences, or I mean, is it, I mean, suitable for any kind of industries, or what's your experience?
Yeah, I think it's interesting for for a lot of industries, exactly, and mainly because we get there are companies who are wondering, okay, how can we mitigate the risk that customers can't see their product in front of them because there aren't any trade shows. Also in the future, the travel will be less. So you can think of, hey, we built applications for car manufacturers, where it was a new car launch for Genesis, where we built an application where people could see their car in front of their driveway, and you could see all the USPs of that car. So it was really a way that people were triggered. Oh, these are the new features, and they were really guided alongside that car. So that's something we're working on. It's similar for stair lifts, right? Where the headquarters is saying to their dealership, well, we want to have a unified way how you are showing your product to the end clients. So here's an app where you can place the product in front of you, and yeah, you can go to all these steps. So we have like really a consistent story. So it's almost with every product you want to show in front of your clients, and where you can show like really interesting things like the inner workings, like how it will fit, select certain colors. We did an app for Lamborghini in the past where you were looking to a car, and then it has like all the rims and all the colors and all the different brakes. So it's also later on, if COVID is gone, you could have like one car in your dealership or at some trade fair, and you are looking through that with your tablet or with your with glasses, and then you will seeing like hundreds of products, because all kinds of AR can add on top of that, which makes it also a really efficient tool. Yeah.
All right, thanks. We had another question also on the chat here from Ragnar Restad, and a bit from the side steps. What is the roadmap for Vuforia support of digital eyewears? Is, for instance, a third eyeglasses someone PTC works with, or how do you see it?
I think the whole engine and the whole product team is constantly aware of what are the new glasses that are coming out. The engine is can be run on the HoloLens 1 and the HoloLens 2, but so yeah, these glasses also on the Magic Leap. So I think that's one of the good things about Vuforia engine, that's really device agnostic, and that it's available for every device, from phone to tablet to the glasses. So
Okay,
I think if there are new glasses coming up, I think we all anticipating one of Apple in the upcoming years. I'm quite sure PTC will make an effort to also run Vuforia engine on it.
Yeah, thanks. Let me see, we have another question here as well. An example of this technology in the building industry, from Kim.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe because I've always have a lot of slides open. Maybe I can quickly find one that's for the building industry. Because of course, I think already, like for everybody, you can imagine that you can place a building in front of you, like a small 3D model of how it will look like. But I think what's an exciting one, maybe. Then I have to share my screen again.
All right, please go ahead. Yeah.
It has to do with the visualization of building information, which is of course really sometimes hard to grasp. But what you can see over here is that you really see the wiring through ceilings. You can get really like, you don't have to break open the ceiling, but you already can see through the walls, and you can attach to these 3D models. You can say, okay, hey, here was something you can have like all kind of maintenance information next to it, or or any other service manuals. I think this one is also quite exciting. This is the combination of AR with IoT data, where somebody can make his quality inspection and can walk around and get like a wayfinding of where he needs to walk, and on certain aspects. on certain machines. He can follow a procedure or check, do a quality check.
Cool, thanks. I'm actually terribly sorry to say, but the time is running out. So thanks everyone for joining, and a special thanks, of course, to you, Jos. But stay also tuned for the next Nordic Talks webinar on the 7th of May with Ilir Meduso for a session on reliable predictions with a limited set of data. So with that, I wish you a pleasant weekend and a sunny weekend, I hope, as well. So stay safe, everyone, and thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye. Thanks. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.